You may now begin your presentation.
Dreams! What are they? Why are they important?
How do they come about?
What can we do to make them happen?
What holds us back from dreams?
Lack of vision?
Lack of opportunity?
Lack of experience?
Creating opportunity, creating visions, creating experiences. This is what Heritage Enactus is all about.
Teamwork makes dreams work.
We are Heritage Enactus.
And we make dreams work.
Hello, my name is Susette Teodoro, a senior majoring in psychology.
Good afternoon. My name is Nicole Lopez, a junior majoring in business administration.
My name is Fidencio Nicolas, a senior majoring in business administration.
I am Natalie Alvarez, a senior majoring in psychology.
Hello, my name is Jimena Prieto, a senior majoring in business administration.
My name is Zia Larasabi, a senior majoring in business administration.
And I am Alejandra Haro, a junior majoring in business administration. And we create dreams.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Do you have minty fresh breath?
Craft beers are revolutionizing the market.
Having a red at the end of your day?
Our valley is a world leader in the production of mint, hops, apples, and cherries, not to mention the second leading producer of quality wines. These products make our lives better, but they mask unpleasant realities.
We're near the bottom of all large counties on average weekly wages in the U.S.
More than 20% of our households subsist below the poverty level.
A large percentage of monolingual immigrant families have arrived to work in our agriculture.
With poverty comes crime.
Gang violence is 56% higher than the national average.
And according to consumer credit counselors of Yakima, there is a 90% rate of financial illiteracy.
So, let's see how Heritage uses teamwork to make dreams work.
We know that working in isolation is not great for best results. We need to rely on each other to create visions, focus on opportunities, and develop experiences that can make dreams work. Our mission is to impart these skills, focus on the important concept of teamwork and its power to the communities with which we are involved.
4 years ago, we had our first Camp Seed, targeting at-risk middle school students in our valley. Our camp is designed to awaken lost dreams and show them a brighter future. Camp Seed stands for social, economic, and environmental development.
Yakima County has the highest number of schools that do not meet the minimum standards of testing for academic accomplishments. This lack of academic success leads to high school dropout rates. To create an impact, we knew we had to implement a positive intervention. Thus, Camp Seed was born. It was so successful that the first year we were encouraged to double its size. Our 2-week summer camp expanded from serving 35 students to 120 students over the 2 camp sessions.
We now draw students from Toppenish, Wapato, White Swan, Zilla, Granger, Mapton, and the Yakima Nation Tribal School. Financial supporters have stepped up to help us meet the challenge of doubling the number of at-risk middle school campers served.
The Washington State Department of Financial Institution, Mondelez International, Northwest Farm Credit Service, and KeyBank have helped us increase our budget from $35,000 to $70,000.
So, how did these students with so much potential create new dreams?
The key issue we faced was that these students did not believe their dreams could become a reality. They saw few opportunities for themselves. As a result, students were failing and dropping out of school.
We wanted them to create new visions for themselves. Thus, we needed to keep the camp fun by providing useful targeted experiences. It had to be non-judgmental so they could be free to explore new possibilities.
We were fighting against the call of gang initiatives. Our campers had to see the plethora of viable, exciting career possibilities that await them and the career paths to getting there. More importantly, they needed to see that by working together, the impossible was achievable.
We expose them to career pathways in science, healthcare, technology, engineering, entrepreneurship, and business. They became aware of the number of exciting career possibilities they could pursue. They needed to see the relevance that math, science, and language arts would have in creating possibilities for them.
Dreams, visions, really?
Well, our focus was on 2 key areas, business and STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. As we more than doubled the number of campers, we were challenged to ensure how to give each camper a meaningful experience. We more than doubled the number of counselors, who of course come from our Enactus members. They were enthusiastic mentors to the campers, as well as positive role models.
In accordance with the financial literacy portion of our Enactus camp, mentors implemented our legacy project, Mini Entrepreneurs. The objective of this program was to give students a real entrepreneurial experience. Over the course of the 2 weeks, we introduced them to budgeting and proceeded to business basics. We began with the introduction of the 4 Ps: product, place, price, and promotion. Each group was asked to develop an item to sell and decide how their business would progress.
Mentors discussed the roles in a business and demonstrated how each function is essential to the success of the business. A team approach was taken by assigning treasurers, marketing leaders, and researchers.
The treasurer group was in charge of determining the startup costs of the business as well as creating a sales tracking form. The marketing team had the responsibility of ensuring that we promoted the product in order to have enough sales to produce profit. Lastly, the research team was in charge of conducting primary research that would determine what products would sell best.
The Junior Achievement BizTown Citizen Guide curriculum encompassed 5-day lessons, often taking up 2 3-hour sessions during the first half of the day. Through daily lessons, hands-on activity, and active participation, students were able to develop a strong understanding between the relationship of what they learn in school and their successful participation in their local economy.
Dreams? Visions? You bet.
The students now have a greater appreciation for the financial responsibility that their parents face and the requirements to successfully implement business activities.
Is that all?
Having each camper participate in a team that was challenged to start a real business instilled entrepreneurial skills. They were divided into 4 groups, each in charge with creating unique, viable, marketable products. The teams created organizational structures, developed business plans, and managed finances loaned to them by Heritage and Actis. By the end of the camp, each group has successfully created businesses.
Okay, but what are some concrete manifestations of this work?
By working in teams, 8 small business projects were successfully developed and generated enough profit for a middle school student to start a savings account at Bank of America.
For the first session, LTC, Kabloom, and Los Refrescantes generated a total profit of $1,685. Each student took home $25. July session consisted of Berrylicious, String It Up, TMT, and Talk About It, who generated more than $25 to each student.
Most campers pay to go. Our campers take home money.
But what is the evidence of all this work?
My name is Noe Lopez, been in Camp C for 4 years. Used to have bad grades, wanted to drop out 7th grade. Camp C really changed me, honestly. Got into sports, picked up my grades, pulled myself together. Now I'm actually on track to graduate. My sister helped me, my family. It's just an awesome experience going to Camp C. I hope more kids go this year than last year. It was pretty fun.
We have conducted pre and post tests to determine the learning that has taken place over the years, as well as pointing to areas we needed to adjust to. Evidence have shown that our graduating campers come back the following year as volunteers.
What a change!
So we are gratified that doubling our camp to 120 participants was successful. We are now in the final stages of planning for next summer. All sponsors are back on board, and we will again have 2 2-week sessions and enable another 120 at-risk middle school students to work towards their dreams.
Our follow-up indicates that a significant amount of students have improved their academic performance in school this past year. They learned the power of working together and the power of activating resources. $25 to take home provides a lot of incentive.
How do you create sustainable income in a community where many of the families work seasonally?
We addressed this significant and troubling problem by expanding upon one of our unique community outreach projects, Pantry of Hope. Through Pantry of Hope, one of our keynote legacy projects, we have provided an average of 275 boxes filled with food and sundries for families in need over the holidays for over 8 years.
Every year, we would give food to these families in need, but we saw a larger problem. They had difficulty managing their scarce resources, so we implemented a financial resource management program. We taught them budget basics and introduced them to banking resources.
They now have the tools to sustain and manage their resources over the tough winter months, but that was not enough. So we started our pilot program to help them become entrepreneurs. The individuals that would come to us in need of food, although incredibly grateful, talked increasingly about the difficulty of finding work during the winter time.
Yakima's economy is mostly agricultural. The majority of jobs are seasonal. Noticing the need for sustainable income during the winter, many fruit companies have a large percentage of apples that they throw away because they do not meet quality standards.
Although one or two defects may qualify the fruit to be thrown away, we thought of an alternative use. Receiving the fruit at a discounted price, slicing them up, and dehydrating them, we worked to create an easy-to-run startup business to provide supplemental income by dehydrating fruit products.
Months of research was conducted. We had multiple focus groups to gain a better understanding of which temperature, machine, and apple type produces the best product. Having the essentials of the project in place, individuals from Pantry of Hope underwent training. These individuals did not possess skills necessary to run a business, but to ensure the success and sustainability of this project, they learned how to use computers, keep track of finances, and build a business plan.
Working with the Institute of Washington's Future, we conducted market research in the Seattle area. The research was very positive. Based off the information gathered, prices were set, vendors were solidified, production was started, and new entrepreneurs were ready to go.
Hola, mi nombre es Elsa. Pues soy la que trabajo con las manzanas y yo sé que me está funcionando para comprar mis alimentos y pagar los biles que tengo que hacer. Y le doy gracias a los estudiantes de la universidad.
While we are still in early days with this project, results appear to be very successful. Each batch of apples takes approximately 14 hours to fully dehydrate, producing 18 bags of apples, selling at $8 each. This equates to $144 a day for roughly 3 hours of labor. Given that each individual can make a batch every day, they could make over $1,000 a week.
For many of these individuals, this amount of money equates to working roughly 40 hours in a warehouse, if they're lucky enough to get a job in a warehouse. While this project has tremendous potential, our focus now is on sustainability. Each family has been connected with local fruit packaging companies to be able to purchase cold apples at a highly discounted price.
Again, Heritage Enactus, making dreams work.
Known as the heart of the world, Panama is centrally located. Its canal facilitates trade and economic development. Panama is also rich in many natural resources. Panamanian coffee and cacao are highly valued nearly everywhere. It has one of the fastest growing economies in Latin America. However, within this booming economy and beauty lies a population of indigenous people called Nobe Bugle.
These people occupy nearly 7% of the landmass and have a population of 250,000. The land they occupy is rich in natural resources and beauty, but according to the World Bank, nearly 95% of them fall below the poverty line. As in many parts of the world, the indigenous population has chosen to maintain traditional values and has been largely ignored by prevailing governments.
We were contacted by a local benefactor whose interest is in providing economic tools to the Nobe Bubles to help enable and to take advantage of modern healthcare, education, and sanitation. The Nobes are interested in acquiring access to modern Western ways, but on their own terms. Their dreams may not always be compatible with Western notion, but because of the diverse background of our team, we are sensitive to the idea of helping others on their own terms.
Initial discussions with the Nobe chiefs indicated that for generations they have been successful rice growers in the swamps of the Laguna de Chiriquí. We were made aware that while rice had been grown in mangroves, there was no modern way to process it.
The traditional ways with a mortar and pestle, the grains were damaged, which decreased their marketability. We recognized that if the Nobes had access to modern technology, it could help them improve the yield, quality, and marketability of their rice, helping them generate income in ways that was not possible once before.
A plan that would encompass their dreams and our skills was needed. The first step was to organize an operational team in the town of Torrey that would bring together community members and make organizational structure a reality. While the people of Torrey lacked economic resources, they did not lack enthusiasm and organizational capability.
Before we knew it, a management team of over 70 families had been selected. We presented ideas on how we could work together and move forward. We explained to them the notion of a free market economy and how it works.
Wow, were they excited?
The need for the project was laid out, the benefits were identified, land was set aside, and a design was made for the facility. Research was conducted to identify what was necessary to become successful rice processors. Each of the participating families contributed trees from their lands to be turned into lumber. They saw the power of organization and articulating their dreams. By contributing resources, they saw they could create viable business entities.
Here are some facts and figures. Nearly 1,000 hectares have been committed to this project. There will be a yield of 65 quintales or 6,500 pounds of clean rice per hectare. Given the wholesale price of Panama, this crop is valued at $1 million. Needless to say, it was so heartwarming for us to attend the inauguration of the building and the beginning of their dreams.
Oh, and by the way, this dream has created more dreams. We are being sought after by other communities in the Nobe Buble area to help them become rice producers as well. We are looking forward to our trip in June, where we will empower other communities to unleash the power of their untapped resources. Free market development will be taught. Rice production, ecotourism, and potable water are all on the agenda.
So let's summarize how Heritage Enactus has made dreams work this year.
We taught over 1,000 third graders how to use money as a tool and how to budget through our Moonjar project.
We covered the Hispanic population of Washington State through our regular radio broadcast over 3 network stations, more than 600,000 impressions on how to cope with free market mechanisms.
275 families had a better winter because of our Pantry of Hope. They now have the tools to become financially aware, and several are on their way to become entrepreneurs.
70 students are now more confident in preparing for their future by attending our Polisher Market Value Program.
120 at-risk middle school students now have the pathways to realizing their dreams. Now they know why they have to stay in school.
So once again, we've created a legacy of continuous improvement. We've inspired people to create new dreams. We've given them the tools. We've shown them where the opportunities lie. Many in our community have had their dreams become reality.
Heritage Enactus, making dreams a reality.
This is what Heritage Enactus is all about.
Creating opportunities,
Creating visions.
Experiences.
Teamwork makes dreams work.
We are Heritage Enactus, and we make dreams work.
Thank you, Heritage University. Judges, you may now begin the question and answer period.
Where are you selling the fruit, the dried fruit?
I will take that question. Yes, so we have done the market research in Seattle, and as such, selected 5 vendors in the Seattle area to sell to. We have a conglomerate of businesses that we sell to, as well as 4 other separate vendors.
Over here. How much are the apple slicing machines, and how do users get them in the first place?
Absolutely. So the apple slicing machines are $20 from Bed Bath & Beyond, a magical invention that I had never seen before. But the dehydration machine itself is $200 to $300. Now, how they get that is we actually provide that to them. We have them come in and we teach them business and budgeting basics, as well as sustainability basics. We have them do a break-even analysis and figure out, okay, if I had to purchase these apples myself at a discounted price, what would that look like? And how could I sustain this in the future if they didn't have us providing the apples per se? However, these machines were a gift to them, and as long as they follow our guidelines and our safety standards and health code standards, then they can continue producing and becoming entrepreneurs.
Over here. In your Panama project, did you collaborate or partner with anyone, or was that fully established by your team and your university?
I'd like to take that question. We were contacted by a local benefactor who was interested in partnering with us because of the sustainability and the different projects that we've done in international. So with that said, he contacted us and asked us if we would be willing to partner with him and proceed into a rice processing business with him. So we accepted, and we actually just went over there with 2 other students this past January, and I'm happy to say that we are going to be taking 4 additional students next month in June.
Was the maximum $1,000 a week revenue from the apples net of the cost of the apples, or the gross selling price?
Absolutely. So, although that number was an estimation, because we are in early days, I am proud to announce that we have actually just received our first check from our vendors for our entrepreneurs, and yes, that is the amount that it is without accounting for the apples.
If you could only sustain one project, which one would you sustain and why?
I would like to take that question. I would say Camp Seed. It has helped our community in many ways. Now we are not the ones that go out to these school districts to see, if they need this program, the school districts actually contact us and say, hey, we have these students that are at risk of dropping out, and we see that your summer camp is helping us. So we have been working with these students. For example, the Yakima Nation Tribal School has been contacting us, and they actually gave a credit to these students for actually being part of our camp. So now it is expanding. The Yakima School District, which is the biggest school in the Yakima Valley, now we'll be having school teachers come into our summer camp and help these students also with our summer program.
In addition to that, if I may, to speak towards the impact of that project and why I think Nicole, it really resonates with her and me as well. We just took on the Yakima Nation Tribal School, as our school is actually on the reservation. And every year, 5 people commit suicide on the tribe. And we actually had a student this past year in our summer camp. We were doing a reflection, and he said to us, we asked him, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he drew a picture of himself in a grave. Our summer camp, by the end of that, completely changed that kid's point of view. At this point in time, he is on the honor roll for the first time in his life, and he is actually getting to experience Greece, Italy, and Rome on a trip for the school as a result. And I mean, as college students, you can't ask for more than that, you know?
Can you please tell us how many people are involved in the dehydration project?
Absolutely. So at this time, we have 10 entrepreneurs that are involved in this project. However, our goal is to expand this. In our partnership with the Institute for Washington's Future, our 2-year plan is to have a facility in place where all of these people can meet, do it massively, and then ship out the product in bulk. We are well on the way to actually securing that, and we hope to have that for next year's results.
Can you talk about the sustainable economic model for Camp Seed? How that is sustainable?
Absolutely. So Camp Seed, it's grown significantly in this past year, and it's sustainable because of the funding that we get to make this happen. Now that funding comes from us, but it is something that our partners and our community members are well involved with and are very passionate about. As Nicole said, the largest
The
school
question
district...
and answer time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking the Heritage University Enactus team.